a big hello and an actual hello because I finally have a mic and I want to use it for future videos, but we'll see. What I really wanted to come back with, considering my last video was back in January, is a whole video on my preferences for SAI brushes. I've used SAI and these types of brushes, like it's not really the same, but just with these types of settings, across a Bamboo Fun tablet, an Intos 5 tablet, and now to my Cintiq. And I feel like across all of those, so just regardless of the device or equipment you have, these brushes have given me the same results across all boards. But you know, as you just improve, it becomes just much easier to use, I guess. And it feels good because you've grown used to it. So these are the brushes that I love, and that should honestly just have a brush because I only use one. I don't have like a whole row of a billion brushes that I use. Literally, this is to draw anything pixelated, and then this is what I use for everything else. I think the only things that I mess around with are, let me just get this out of the way, are density and then the min size. Also keep in mind the stabilizer. I feel like that is super important, and if I even just bring it to 0, yeah, I don't get like a nice I guess restraint. It really just doesn't, it makes my pen very loose, and you'll see what I mean once I bring it up to 15. So this is with stabilizer set at 15. And you see how the brush, like the little circle, lags a bit to my cursor? That's what I like, just in terms of me getting smooth lines and what I'm used to at this point. But you could definitely speed it up if you feel like you want a much faster response from your pen. Yeah, even at 13, that's a huge difference from 15. So definitely keep stabilizer in mind. I guess in terms of like what I meant with the min size and density, in terms of min size, if I bring this up to 100, that's what the end of my pen does. It doesn't taper off, but what it does do is it brings out these little shines. So if you do want to end up doing that, you could just go light with your pen and bring it in. And that's like just an easy little highlight that you can do. So that's pretty cool. I don't experiment with the min size set to 100 that much because I don't use it that way. I mainly just create these little shines with a gradient and then just a white streak across it. So, but if you do this, that's rad actually. I may mess around with that. So that's the min size set to 100. I'm just gonna bring this to 0, and that is the brush that I use. So it thins it out, it tapers off, and if I really go hard on it, I could also just end up doing that. If I leave it like in the middle, just at 50, it gives me that end too. It's like, yeah, in the middle. So I always just leave it set to 100. And in terms of density, let me just turn this off, just sketch a little. And density set at 28 or even lower, but I feel like maybe even 40 is a bit high, but I just go in, min size at 0, and I sketch like this. I like just how this feels for sketching, and since I just end up bringing it to 100 when I ink, it just gives me that fluid feeling, I guess, or just I don't get too tight in terms of wrist or hand movement when I ink, because I know that sometimes that ends up messing with your lines. So yeah, I'm sorry if you like hear the pen against the screen. The mic is just by the Cintiq. I don't know where else to put it. But we'll keep experimenting anyway. I just wanted to upload something. And again, thank you guys for liking and subscribing my videos. Like it makes me so happy, and thank you so much for liking my art. I really want to get back into it. So yeah, this is as far as I go with like sketch details. How fitting, I guess a little profile since I cut my hair because it's really hot out. So that's sketching. And yep, now inking. There's my ink pen. Oh, I love it so much. I've been messing around in Procreate and I really just want to create something that's like this. Like, look, it makes me so happy that I can just do whatever I want with it. Again, no other settings were changed or adjusted, just a clean pen. There are other pens here, and they kind of give off that same feeling a little bit. They do vary, but no, it's like way off. Let's see. I think that's it. All right. So this is definitely acrylic. I think this one was, no, that was pen. That was like marker, I believe. Ink pen. All right, so this was acrylic, and these are the other ones. Now, I could just lower, the pen size for this to make it less chunky, but it feels different. Looks like a scratch or something. Yeah, they just feel different. I don't mess around with them just because they don't respond as well. Like this is, and that's me going hard on it, so that's not the type of like response that I'm used to giving to my Cintiq. But with my acrylic pen, like I know how much I should press down or go really light on it. I know that Clip Studio and Fire Alpaca and everybody and anybody who uses Photoshop, there are just a bunch of other programs that you could definitely get these results. And I do want to mess around with Clip Studio because I just picked that up when it was on sale way back when, and I haven't had a chance to mess around with it. But yeah, let's just color her. I was like, whatever, it's doodling. So I just lowered that down and then going again with my acrylic pen to like maybe an 8. Actually, let me just bring this up because I also want to talk about using this pen for backgrounds, which we'll definitely mess around with in textures. So as I said, this is a super old version of SAI, and I know that at this point there's a bunch of new features on it that would probably make my life easier. So if you have it, that's awesome, and just let me know how you guys think what you guys think about it. If you did upgrade from a very old version, just been using SAI for that long, or if you also maybe have this version. It's a cracked version from when I was in high school. Like I had no money, so I just picked this up like from some file in DeviantArt. So yeah, the response of this is wonderful. Let's just bring it here, and I guess a little shirt. Sweet. Yeah, I really want to do like little challenges because I'm assigning little project to myself just to keep on doing character designs and keep practicing and just build my portfolio in the summer. So there is a little mini project that I want to do, and I'll probably look around on YouTube for little like create characters from an object or create characters from a color, from a fashion accessory or something, you know? So that'd be fun. I haven't drawn in my style in so long. Whenever I do sketch, it's just watercolors. Like, that's all I've been doing this time around. So yeah. Oh, I feel like the eyes are wonky. It's alright. Anyway, this is a little practice tutorial thing, I guess. So let's go with something fun. Alright, so I just want to paint her hair pink because why not? And yeah, so that was just with the fill bucket. Before I get into any shading, let's just clean up those tips. If this is the video you're watching to experiment with SAI, I'm so sorry because it's like a really old version, but just bucket. Definitely want to play around with this thing in terms of like how much it fills up. Like, it fills up too much, but you know, if I close that off, it'll be perfect. And these little ends here would be much easier to fill in than with my other setting, but that's what I'm used to. All right. So let's just give her a nice tan. Let's get rid of these. Alright, so I'm gonna start shading and going with the hair. Again, also, hot tip, create a new layer, clipping group. I only started to use that like 3 years ago. I don't even remember what I used to do, like that old to it. So again, Acrylic Tool, density's fine. Layer modes are a whole nother thing, but you know, just set it to multiply and it creates a nice little shade color. So this is also the pen that I use to go in for shading. I've started to just put in like a little gradient in all of my stuff, and I'll definitely show you guys in a bit but what I mean by that. That makes no sense. That little shading shape I guess I made, but okay. But yeah, again, I love how responsive it is, how soft I guess it feels, but then also crisp. Like, I want that nice blend. I hope you guys are having a great summer. Like, it's been a very long time since I uploaded, but still, it feels good. I am super excited to get back into it. Okay, so now what I mean with density is I lower that, bring my brush up to be maybe this size and or maybe even bigger. Just go in with a little gradient there. That's not set to multiply, I'll set that to multiply. Sweet. And yeah, so that's as much as I do for like shading and coloring. Of course, you know, you play around with some colors so that some bits stand out, so that just doesn't look a little bit flat. But this is not a drawing tutorial, but a brushes showing off my brush preferences, so I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's add a little shine. Clipping group, lower that. Oh, and then there's also blur tool. Makes no sense. And again, just like this, I mean, this isn't, I guess, scripted or anything. It's just a lot of messing around and seeing what works. Like, see, that looks cool, so I'll stick to this. Again, this is also playing around with layer mode settings. And yeah, it's a little bit saturated, but it's fine. And I'm gonna go in with one more and make it a bit soft. one more shade color. I really want to know what everyone's been into. Like, maybe I just end up doing, I've been watching more anime, if anything, but my style is so far from an anime style. I still want to give it a shot with some characters. So now for her base, let's just bring in like a warm shadow. And again, make it soft. It's like this little thing that makes it really crisp or super, super soft. I have to go to that third one. And get a little gradient. Let's bring some shade cheeks there and a little bit of glow. Like a little so yeah, this is when you're super familiar with your tools, and I just do everything, little highlight, glow, density, size, and you're good to go. Like, make your eyes dark. It's so weird talking into a mic. Like, I'm very sad because I normally have music or I'm just watching videos in the back, but I don't have anything right now. It's super quiet here. I'm just like I can't concentrate good when it's like super quiet. I'm freaking out. Okay, and just a little bit of shadow. That's coming in there. Okay, kind of like it. Eyebrows are wonky. Actually, not like that. Cool. And let's give her definitely summer colors. A little blue shirt right there. What in the middle? I have to put like some music on so that you're not just hearing the tap 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 of my screen. This is a little tiny preview of what I mean with the binary tool. So let me just, yeah, that barely shows anything. It's just that like pixely edge. I'll do another little drawing with that, but yeah, that's about it. From put a little bit of color on her. Again, density, and I'm gonna go in there. Cool. Now backgrounds. So let me just end this off with a little keep thing and some little electric shocks, because this is Rad Lady. And cool. So now for our background. Also, don't be afraid to use layers. Whoever did that challenge a billion years ago of like trying to draw something without using layers, I mean, good for you, but they're there for a reason. Must have layer, please. I love my layers and I would never get rid of them. Right, I guess make a beach background, probably. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. Acrylic Tool. Nothing fancy, but all these make it fancy. So get fuzzy static. This is bringing it up to 300, no, 120. This is like how intense you want it. This is like, this is just the same brush to, whoa. Okay. Let me just fill in her eye so that she doesn't look scary once I put in color in the back. And let's go. I like using spread more, like a little bit lower. Yeah, that one just feels like you could really mix that in and have it be really subtle. What the heck? Okay. It's weird. How do I color it? Okay. So, clipping group, and yeah. This is just a bunch of mixing those. Let's put a little bit of water at the end there. That looks like she's just floating. Whatever, it's fine. So then I also just bring that to 100, bring that up a little bit more. Make your little water detail, you know? A little sun. Make that glow. Make that glow. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's just a bunch of messing around. To be fair, I love having a billion brushes because working in Photoshop, I've learned to appreciate the variety of brushes, especially like all the Kyle's tool sets and things. So that's been really nice. But just messing around here for my own work, like this is what I've gotten used to. And I feel like that's just what it comes down to. Like whatever your preference is, what you want to do in your art. Say you don't even want to get this like painterly, I guess, with it, which is more than 100% fine, you know. If you do want it to be crisp and have like actual full-on clouds, you just take that off, put density up, and then just, you know, make your little outline if you want to. Or in the other hand, if you do just want to keep that, you bring that up. Let's put it at the bottom. And you just keep your little shades there. Just a little bit of highlight and stuff. I don't know why that did not color though. That's weird. Okay. So that's it. Clearly I want to be at the beach. It's just super humid out. And I have a break next Friday. So that's when it'll be like, okay, I can actually relax. No consequence of what I do in terms of, you know, oh, I have to be ready like Monday morning so that I can go to work. Like, no way. Until further notice. Well, we'll see. I honestly didn't think I was gonna end up drawing anything, but yeah. This looks kind of... I guess she's swimming. Because this makes more sense. Yeah, let's just put little water ripples. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So yeah, again, see, this is just a bunch of messing around, and let's put that on top, actually. Now it's officially done. Sweet. So all of this that I wish I put in a folder, let me just do that now. Okay, and we're back. Let's just label this. And I'm gonna go with taking off the backgrounds. Oh, pretty much all the color except for everything on top. So we started off with the Acrylic Tool, set to all of these settings, which should be over there, and at density at 40. Started off with the sketch. Lower the opacity if you started off too strong. Rid of that. New layer, and it's still the same pen with the density at 100, just set to black, and that's for inking. And then with that, we do colors and background and everything with a little bit of highlights. And all of these little tapered off or just stuff with a little texture is just right under density, and it is all these texture settings that SAI already has. I know that the new version has a shit ton of more of these, so definitely don't be afraid to experiment with them. A couple of these are great for like textures on wood or grounds, walls, clothing, even shading. Like you could really do a lot of cool stuff with that. And again, stabilizer set to 15. The only little thing that I didn't talk about is this brush, which is the binary one. And with that one, I like to do some pixel stuff, which by that I mean like little icons. They're just like this little actual like game profile thing, because it just fits that style, you know, the little neck. So yeah, just like this little thing is, this little brush is super cute. Yeah, see, you bring in those hard highlights in there. It's tapered off this hair. And you got that little thing. So I really love this brush to do that type of stuff. I don't really use it for anything else. You could also go in, say you do have like a really smooth line. Okay, no. You do have a smooth line, say you fill it in, do it with blue, and then once you group that, go in with binary and shade it that hard. Like, you could definitely do some pixel stuff with that, and that'd be really cool. Oh. Like trying to get the right colors together. But yeah, you could definitely do this type of stuff and taper that off. Like, that looks great. You could definitely do a lot of stuff with that. So, I really hope this helps. Pretty simple, 2 brushes, my 2 favorite brushes to use. They're just incredibly versatile. I feel like that's what I wanted to get to. Super versatile. It helps you get used to inking with them. They don't stagger too much. And also, once you get to inking, if you're used to it through sketching and experimenting with it, your ink lines will look super smooth because you're just used to how responsive that brush is. I hope that this helps you guys if you are looking to experiment with Paint Tool SAI, or if you wanted to consider trying it out, or if you have been trying it out and these are just completely new settings that you've never tried before. I hope that this helps, and let me know in the comments if it does, or just say a hi back. Like, it's been a while. So, yeah. Also, let me know what you guys are into right now. Like, I need ideas on what to draw. Yeah. I just need ideas. I will be just doing like little original characters. I really want to learn how to record stuff on Procreate so that I could upload that too. I'll maybe do like a little mini thing if I do like a compilation of just little sketches that I do on Procreate. I also want to do a first impressions on Clip Studio Paint because I've yet to really do a full drawing in there. So yeah. Thank you again for subscribing and liking and sharing my videos, guys. It means so much. And I hope you guys have a good week. Until next time. Bye!